Right, we're going to have a look at a piece of kit now for all you long stay anglers or people that go to France or you take barbecues in the summer and everything. COBB have brought out this kitchen in a box. It's like your barbecue and bits, but it's more compact and it literally does everything that you can do at home or, like for me, at work. Anything I can cook in this on the bank. So we'll have a look. The main piece of the COBB all comes in its own little carry bag, so you can see it's like about 16 inches by about 20 inches, and that is it. And you can get all the different bits and pieces all come in the box, so you can decide, you can either take it all with you, or depending on what you're going to cook, pizzas, we're going to have a look at steaks, the normal barbecues, everything like that. You can put what bits you want into the bag and just take what you need for that night. So I've got everything. I've put it all in a black bag because obviously I've used it a couple of times and bits and pieces here, and it just keeps it, and I'll wash it when I get home and everything. So the other nice thing about the actual COBB as well is it's got these heat retention grommets in. So this is the base, and it's got these heat grommets in, which means they deflect the heat from the main source, so the bottom you can actually touch. So if you're in your swim and you've had a barbecue and everything, when everything's done, as long as you're careful, don't touch anything of the main body, but you can pick it up, put it out of the way, and it's totally out of the way of your swim, not going to get knocked over. And the other nice thing about it is places where they don't like having the scorch marks and everything, because of how the base is and the heat retention again, you can sit it on the grass and you don't get no burnt patches. So it's ideal for camping, fishing. Obviously we're looking at the fishing implications, but if you've got one of these, you can use it at home, you can go camping with the family and everything, and you can bring it and use it when you're fishing, and you can do as little or as much as you want because of the unique heat system on it, sort of thing. You can just put a few bricks in and cook a little bit of food, or you can put loads of bricks in and cook for everybody on the lake and stuff. So that's your base. Then that's your main fire pit, so that sits in just like that. Then you've got two different types for where you're going to put your briquettes. That's your barbecue one, so you can get the briquettes in the middle, round the outside, and get a nice barbecue base going. But for what we're looking into in this first video, we're going to use the small one. So that's where you're going to put your briquettes. So what you actually do, you just need some fire lighters. Whatever you do, don't use liquid fire lighter on it, because of the stainless and everything. You don't want to be getting liquids on and burning them, because you'll eat through and spoil your COBB. So all you need is just the solid fire lighters, and you only need a couple. Pop them out. That for them. So they just go, they sit in the bottom of the fire pit, just like that. Then you get your briquette holder. Now the thing with these are, because of the way it burns, you want to use, these are from COBB, but you don't have to use the COBB ones, but you want the ones that are formed into briquettes don't use the charcoal ones because you want that intense heat. You don't want them to start falling apart and everything. So as long as they're the briquette types, COBB do one called the cobblestone, but we're going to look at that later on because that's for more cooking when you're cooking like roast dinners and things, which you can do on this, and that will give you a full 2.5, maybe even up to 3 hours solid cooking. So we're just going to take a few of the briquettes. As I say, you don't need many. I'm just going to put 5 in there, and for what we're doing today, that's going to be plenty. Just get the firelighters going. There we go. Since it's a bit windy, I'm just going to pop one more in there. And like I say, you just need 2 or 3 firelighters just in the bottom. Get your firelighters going. Once your firelighters are going, I just move them apart. That's the 3 firelighters going in the bottom, and then you just be careful because obviously you've got the flames from the firelighters. Just drop them out and that'll start your thing. Then you're looking at about anywhere between 20 minutes to half an hour. You want to just wait till your briquettes have stopped smoking and got that greyness to them for the heat, and then away we go. We can have a look at the what we're going to cook. So we'll come back to that in a few minutes. Right, coming back to this, it's had its 20 minutes. I'll just lift the lid off. I'll put the lid on to start warming up. First thing we're going to look at is the griddle plate. You can either use the griddle plate or you can use the barbecue if you like the normal barbecue stuff. I like the griddle plate because you still get, through the gaps in the side, you still get that smoky smell and everything. And obviously we're going to put the lid on, which is going to give it that oven heat because it's locking it all in, but it locks the smell, so you get that barbecue smell and the barbecue taste, but you don't get all the charcoal and everything in there. And as well, it makes sure everything is cooked right the way through to the centre. So I'll just lift this off. Obviously you get a little handle with what you want, you lift that off, and again, coal to the touch, red hot in there. So the coals are just starting to turn nice and grey, so we'll move all them together. That's burning nicely now. So on with the plate, and that is just going to be like your griddle plate or your frying pan and everything at home. So I'll have a look, see what we've got. So again, take a few bits and pieces. I have a couple of sausages on there. And the thing is, you can cook it all together and just keep checking on it, and it's just like being in the oven, and just take things out as and when it's ready. So again, got some nice chicken burgers that I've done, got them ready at home. and they're just chicken fillets, cut in half, then I've egg washed, breadcrumbed them, panade them, nice bit of spicy breadcrumb on there, and away we go for them. And a couple of little burgers. So you just tease these apart. We are on the bank, so you're seeing everything live as if you would do it when you are fishing. So chicken burgers just on the side, big sausages in the middle. Couple of little burgers. So they're all cooking now. And then obviously you've got the ideal situation that they're cooking over the heat, put the lid on and away you go. That will make all your nice oven heat, so they'll cook as well from the top to the bottom, so you haven't got to leave them on there getting them charcoal to get them halfway through. So another 15-20 minutes, we'll have a look, flip them over and go from there. Right, just a little thing that I'll tell you, one of the little extras you can get from COBB, if you're not sure or everything about what you're cooking on there, or you're cooking a big joint of meat or sausages, chicken that you want to make sure, you can get one of the meat probes from COBB, and it will tell you, you can put it into the meat to tell you how the temperature of the meat is, or like I do, if you've got the lid on, it just goes through the lid, sits in there, and it'll tell you what heat you've got your COBB at, just like cooking in an oven at home. So there's no ifs, no buts, you know exactly what you're doing. Right, I'm just going to go through some of the extras bits that come with the COBB, the kitchen in a box, and the extras that you can get for them. Obviously we've just seen you've got the thermometer, so you know that everything's cooked all right. You've got the COBB collar, which fits on between the main base and the lid, and it's a little bit more for when you're cooking more of roast dinners and bigger items. It just gives you a bit more space between the heat and the lid. So you've got the collar. That's your barbecue base. Like the little base we showed you earlier for putting your briquettes and your coals in, this is just a bigger version, so you can get more heat, a bit like your standard barbecue, so you can put more coals in. So that's your barbecue base. If you want to cook fresh stuff on it, you can use it, you set it up like the barbecue, but you can use it just like your gas rings or your electric rings at home, and it comes with your stir fry pan. Thick bottom, it just sits over the top, little bit of oil, you can do your stir fries, curries, soups, anything that you want, anything that you cook in a pan at home, you can do in the stir fry tin. Then next on here, one of my favourites, and this is your roasting rack. Now you might have seen some of the things in America and stuff on the big barbecues. What I like to do with this one is, that's your roasting rack, just sits over the top again like normal, but you've got your two bits. And then what you can do, they stand on the base, just like that. and that basically is more for your chicken. So what I like to do is your beer chicken, you can get a small can, stretch these out a little bit, you can put a can of beer on there if you want to, but then your chicken, the wide end that's open, just sits straight on there, vegetables, potatoes round the outside, put that on, put the lid on, hour and 20, hour and a half, plenty of coals on the bottom, put your thermometer, goes through the hole in the lid, into the chicken, and you can literally cook roast chicken, all your roast vegetables, potatoes and everything on that one. And like I say, I like to put the cherry coke, Dr Pepper or a can of beer on there. As it heats up, it squirts out of the top and everything into the chicken, and you end up with a nice marinated chicken. So that's your roasting rack. If you want the standard barbecue, again, you just fill that one up with your coals and everything, sit it in, light them, and that's your barbecue, and that is your standard barbecue rack. All goes on. They've all got the little holes in, so whatever implement you use, your handle goes in, universal, lift it off for your heat. And then the one we're going to look at when we've done this bit of cooking, one of my favourites, is the pizza and bread. You can actually cook, use it as an oven, you can make your pizza bread or just your bread loaves, go and buy your ready mixed bread dough, or even a pizza, just go to Morrison's, anywhere like that, buy a pizza that's all ready. Again, light your bits, 20 minutes, slide that on the top, put your pizza on, lid on, perfect pizzas every time. So, but we're going to have a look at some of them. We're going to do some quesadillas later, so we'll show you all that one later on. Right, obviously we've had the lid on now, we've got the thermometer in there, it's ticking over nicely at just short of about 210 degrees, so you can see you're getting like oven heat in there, so you know if you're cooking big sausages, chicken, anything like that, you don't have to cook it till it's cremated before you know it's cooked right the way through. So lid off, and as you can see, everything is looking absolutely perfect. But then what's in the bottom there, we're going to do some more cooking and that. When I take it with me, I light the bottom, stick half a dozen coals in there with no base on it. You can boil your kettle on the coals, you can cook, you can come back a few hours later, cook again, or you can have like your breakfast in the morning, then you can put some bigger bits of chicken, sausages, or even like a small roast. You can put that on, leave it 2.5 hours, leave it till all them beads have gone, and 2.5, 3 hours later, your dinner's ready for you. So you're absolutely sorted. So here we go. So nice chicken burger there for one of the lads. The only downside you're going to get to having one of these in your swim is everybody's going to want to fish near you and fish with you. So another chicken burger for somebody over there. Cheers, mate. And what we will do, I'll just, as you can see, absolutely cooked perfect all the way through. And if you're still not sure, just take your thermometer, pop it in, 140, 150, 160. That's getting well up to 170 degrees on that one. Nice. Sausage bap.
Cheers, mate.
Nice burger, bit of cheese. So there you go, that's the griddle plate. Obviously in the next few videos we're going to be trying all the different bits, bringing something different with us and going through the whole range of the cob with you. But we're going to do some quesadillas in a bit and we'll come back to that. So there you go. Right, for this one we've changed the, still on the same 6 coals that we had in there. It's still ticking over at 200 degrees. All I've done, we've changed the base and we're going to do a little quesadilla now. So just take that off. Same bits are in, but we've now got the pizza base on. So literally it is non-stick, so you can do your pizzas and that. It's just we're doing a nice quick, basically quesadilla, just your two wraps and whatever you've got laying about goes in the middle. So perfect for on the bank food, and especially on this one. So just take your wrap, warm the plate up, put your wrap on. I've got a little bit of chilli that I'd made, so on with a bit of chilli, spread the chilli around. You can feel it getting nice and hot, and again it's going to cook similar to an oven. So nice. Thin bit of chilli on there, just a few mixed beans. Nice mixed bean salad on there. And that's already started to cook on the bottom. Little bit of mozzarella, spread it all nicely around the outside. Another wrap, put that on the top, push it down, on with the lid. About 10 minutes, nice and crisp on the bottom, and we're just going to easily flip it over, another 10 minutes, and out it'll come. Right, so there we are. We're having a look at the bread pizza base this time. We've made the quesadilla, put it in there. It's had like 10 minutes one side, just enough to crisp off the wrap, melt all the cheese. Then we've just flipped it over. Again, we're still on the same coals that we've cooked everything on today. Still registering 195 degrees inside, so it's just like having your oven. So there we go. And then all we're going to do take the quesadilla onto the plate. And I'll just show you a quick look. Everything's melted and hot inside, and it cooks the pizzas, whatever you want to do, just cooks on there. You've got the heat, so it's melting the cheese, cooking all the tops and everything without cremating your base. So there we have the Cobb kitchen in a box. That's the first one. We've looked at the griddle, how to light it, how to carry it, what you get, and we've looked at the 2 bases. Next time out we'll have a look at a couple more. See you soon.